Packages start at just $30. Get your on-deck deal today at huskers.com/tickets.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. as Lincoln Lighthouse's Executive Director Bill Mitchner educates listeners on the history of Lighthouse, their mission, and how you can get involved in shaping today's youth into tomorrow's adults. Every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Husker Hoops just wrapped up as Williams turns the corner. 2 more into the line. A chance for 3, Bryce Williams. Hustle down to the block, post up, and go to work now on 93.7 The Ticket. And the offensive rebound, fair game, Butunjel. The post-game post-up is sponsored by Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, and Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits.
There's a CJ, same spot, same result. He is red hot. A CJ ahead, half court. Eulis good if it goes, and it counts. Aaron Eulis for the half court 3.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Nebraska men's basketball postgame. They take a loss to Michigan at home. I thought they had a shot there at the end. We got Eric Strickland, as always, for the Husker Hoops postgame show to my left. We'll also have Austin Norman joining us later. Again, want to shout out our sponsors, Action Plumbing, heating, AC, and electrical. And of course, Lincoln wall-to-wall wine and spirits. You might want some spirits on the way home after this one. Eric Strickland, how we doing?
Oh, very disappointing. Harrison, it is very disappointing. I will say this though. They gave good energy, right? Mm-hmm. It didn't look as disappointing as it did when they were on the road. It's just tough, man. You just can't shoot 26% from 2 now and expect to win a game. Now, you did a great job of holding them to 30%.
Yeah, I mean, they finished the game with less than 50 points. I mean, we're talking about Michigan and Nebraska. This was another 20-point-and-a-half game where we just didn't look that bad because Bryce Williams is really fun to watch, and we're still in it.
Yeah, it's that one, you take 28 threes, and I get it because your offense with this team is not set up for you to probably attack the basket as much as you probably would like. Mm-hmm. You did see a few good finishes from Juwan Gary, but they missed a lot of opportunities. You had some great push, secondary break type situations, which personally, Harrison, when you're a team like this that is struggling in that banner as far as shooting, you've got to do something different. Right, your offense is not not set up. One, Burukton-Jails coming off of injury. He goes 0 for 10? 0 for
10. 6. The thing that bothers me about that stat is 0 for 6 from the 3-point line.
Right.
What's your MO? Like, what are we doing? Taking that many threes? Unless you're making it, I just don't want to see that.
So his thing to me should have been a lot of screen to catch, to find somebody. Mm-hmm. He's the best of the passing bigs.
Especially you put him on that high elbow.
Right? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. That's where he should have lived. He shouldn't have been trying to look for shots. He should have been in there because he's a danger. He's a danger in there, and he should have been finding guys, right? That should have been his thing. A couple of times they did have pushes. They got Morgan one time on a nice secondary break. You should have been running those bigs all night. Running Wolf, Golden, running them all night. You had those opportunities. They would slow. Against this team, you don't want them sitting in a defensive frame because you don't have the offense to. Now, Bryce goes nuts. 18 first half. What did he end with?
Bryce Williams on the night, 9 for 21, 26 points. He just couldn't keep it up for 2 entire halves. That's not his weight to bear, though. That's my point.
Right? Good. He got you off to a good start. Listen, Bryce has 18. He's 7 for 13, 4 for 7 from 3, right? You want to know who the only other person that scored? Connor Season. 2 points. He's 1 for 4, 0 for 3 from 3.
What do you think that Michigan halftime report looks like?
Right.
Too? And if you're Bryce Williams, I can take a lot of swing how you got the 9 to 21. The entire Michigan defense was set against Bryce Williams.
Right. Second half. That's what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I said, I was in there talking. I was talking to Austin. I said, there's got to be someone who steps up.
Yeah.
You know who I said it was? You want to know who I said needed to?
Take a swing at it. I'll Braxton?
No. Hoiberg. Because he's going to be the one that's going to get open looks. I said he has to hit when he gets open. Guess what he does? He gives him a chance by hitting a big 3. He hits another one from the side, late clock. Their offense was looking so stagnant. There was nothing really. Bryce couldn't get to anywhere because they're basically hedging, stopping, not allowing him, face guarding him on cuts. Really couldn't get to anything. Season's a no-show. Gary was trying to attack. He's no-show from perimeter. Everybody's a no-show from perimeter. I said it had to be Hoiberg. He steps up. But then ultimately it comes down to you didn't make enough plays, but guess who stepped up for them when they needed it? Wolf. Wolf makes a couple buckets. They make a couple free. For them, they're just trying to get out of there. They're just trying to get out of there with a scrappy win. They don't care. They're averaging 80 points a game. They don't care how they get out of here with a win. They just wanted to get out of here with a win. And to me, there was just a couple of situations I think that cost Nebraska in this game. And one of those is when you can't get anything offensively, you've got to run because you can't let them get set. You've got to get those big guys moving their feet.
Yeah, you got 2 7-footers.
Right? You've got to make them run.
Yeah,
and you got to make them run, and they didn't do it. So
that's the thing. Just looking at the box score here, you knew it was going to happen, right? Wolf, he gets 10 rebounds, about his average. Golden gets about 10 rebounds, pretty close to his average. Let's see. They finished with 50 rebounds to Nebraska's 43. So once again, you lose in the rebounding battle. You shoot 25% on the day, 21% from the 3-point line. And again, you're getting a Michigan team. They're 5 of 27 from the 3-point line. And it just feels like Illinois all over again. It's like, how good is it and great is it? If you're going to pound on your chest about the defense, it doesn't matter. If we're going to have this low scoring over and over again, I don't care what kind of defense you have out there on that court. You're going to have a hard time winning close games in particular. And it's, again, I don't think the guys didn't come out here to fight. I thought they scrapped. Just, I sound like a broken record, Strick, and you can just correct me if I'm wrong. Like the point guard stuff, we just got to have that. Bryce Williams, as great as a playmaker as he is, what does it look like if you match him with another playmaker? Just to the point, get a guard. I like Wooster's ability to break defenses down, to penetrate, but he's no threat when he's inside. On 3-point line, the shot looks fine, but it's got wild results, to say the least. And when he goes in and attacks, it's just everybody's sagging off. They'd rather have Wooster attack. Bryce Williams is right now the only guy on this team that has people sweating. When he goes to score, you have to get in front of him. You can't sit in those passing lanes. Right now, anybody else, they sit in those passing lanes. And that's why it looks so stacked. Because guys are looking to pass instead of to score, or when they are looking to score, they're just lacking the confidence for whatever reason. And Wooster's shot, to me, is just the epitome of that, because it does not look bad. Just bad results.
So here's the final thing of what you saw, the final play, what you saw in the final play, right? I don't know why I'm losing this, but it's somewhere here. Okay, what you saw in the final play was push, found decision, and it was nowhere even close. One, when you've shot bad all night and I hate to say this, sometimes your sphincter gets tight. All right. In that situation, to me, you attack. Bryce makes a good play. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But I still think you have to attack when you're down. Why? Force. See, that shot is, you're either the GOAT, and I don't mean Michael Jordan type GOAT. You're either going to get lambasted as
yeah, I get what you're saying.
You look like a GOAT, man. You know what I'm saying? Or you have to make some form of a play and force, to me, the defense. You have to force the bigs to collapse. You force everybody, because Michigan, in their mind's eye, they're like, nothing easy.
Yeah.
And what do you do in a tight situation, no timeouts? There's not a timeout situation. You're just in a run. You're just trying not to give up anything. What do? You collapse to the paint, right? So you attack, find somebody, and then you can find somebody who can just step into it, and then you can live with that. Mm-hmm. For me, that's not the one.
Yeah. And my problem,
even if I'm Bryce, I'm to the free throw line. If I'm Bryce and I'm hot, I'm to the free throw line with, okay, you're coming. I'm shot faking you. Oh, you don't raise? But guess what it did? What did it do, Harrison? Everybody shrinks.
Mm-hmm.
Now you still got a season.
And Hoiberg.
Now season's not on. And Hoiberg.
Hoiberg's the guy.
Matter of fact, I'm going to Hoiberg before a season in that situation. He's confident. He's hit 2.
He's done it in the past.
And he's done it in the past. He's been there.
I think he actually might still be leading us in the 3-point percentage. I'll get your take on this. He says, Stricky, Sam never misses threes. Why doesn't he take more of them?
Well, he does. He misses, but
I think
tonight, when I saw him at halftime shooting, he was making. And I was like, that's when I said to Austin, and I was sitting there with an old NBA buddy of mine who was an NBA scout, Ed Pinkney, who played at Villanova, won a championship. We're just sitting there talking, and I'm like, somebody's got to step up, and I'm like, it's got to be Hoiberg, and he does. So in that situation, if I'm a thinking guard, see, that was a try to stick your sack up type situation. You see what I'm saying? Like, you wanted to be the guy. It wasn't your night, my boy. But one more pass to the corner, he's stepping up into a wide open shot because everybody's looking. The first one is always, it's going to be there, and it wasn't a bad shot, but there's something more that could have happened. First option, Bryce to mid-range. You're only down one. Look, to mid-range, I'm going to shot fake you. Like, I might pull up if they all back up, but if they approach, right? 1 point game. Guess what their mind's eye is? Defend at all costs. I get to the free throw line or just below. I stop. Everybody knows I'm a mid-ranger. I shot fake you. You go up. I'm leaning in. I'm 90% at the free throw line. Oh, it doesn't happen? You don't bite? I kick, a season, one more corner, wide open, and we live with whatever happens with that. That's the way I saw it as it ended. It's unfortunate. It's disappointing because now pressure mounts at this point.
Absolutely. With that being said, we'll go ahead to our first break here. Don't worry, the show will go on. We're going to go all the way to the top of the hour here, as well as whenever Austin Norman, they'll get done with that press conference. We'll get words from him as well. Husker Hoops men's basketball post-game show as they take a loss to Michigan in a opposite of a barn burner, 49-46, but Michigan does find a way to escape with the win and what was a rowdy vault. I think it's another tough thing to swallow. Strickland, real quick, because I didn't talk about it. I'll ask you this, then we'll throw it to our actual first break here. What was the vibe like at the vault?
It was good. It was good energy.
Okay, it looks crazy on TV. I was hoping maybe it was.
It was good energy. Good energy. The fans came and gave them what they should have. It's just, they just went for long stretches and couldn't score, or, had an opportunity, made a mistake. They got an extra rebound. Listen, that situation with the hook and hold where they had the 2 free throws. Woo, they missed that. That could have been into the game right there. So you had another opportunity, and then they have a step out of bounds play, which turnover, and just don't complete it. It's unfortunate, but it's part of the game. And for Michigan, they're shout out to Michigan.
They know how to close out games.
Listen, here's my stat before we go to break. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
Michigan. What am I here? Let me pull it. Hold on.
While you pull that up, like, just to your point, 80 points, 40 points. They don't care. They just know how to close out games. That's all
Michigan, games decided by 5 or fewer points. Major conference team ranks. They've played 13 games in under 5 points. They're first. You know how many wins out of the 13?
13?
9.
That's still hell of a
They
stat.
don't care. So they believe in themselves in that situation, and ultimately that's what they did.
Yep. Well, you tip your cap to Michigan and you root for Nebraska to do better next time. There's still season left to play, but we'll keep diving into this game. Don't go anywhere. Husker Hoops post-game show. We got me, Eric Strickland, and like I said, Austin Norman will join us later.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one. all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa,
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
All right, welcome back in segment number 2, Husker Hoops postgame show. Got Harrison Arns, Eric Strickland to my left as always, as we continue to talk about another loss for the Huskers as they lose at home in the Vault, 46-49, outscored in the first half, 25-21. The second half, they come back a little bit, but not enough. 25-24. Huskers lose. Shooting percentage is not great. Like I said, Michigan shot about 30%, Nebraska about 26%. Strickland, where do you want to go?
It's not there's not really much to talk about. But look, shout out to them for real. Like, you know, Wolf is a phenomenal player. He's one of the better players in the country. You hold him to 10 points at 4 of 12 shooting, hit 2 big ones in the second half against you. You didn't get killed by Donaldson. They didn't really do much to really destroy you. You did a really good job. So when you have a situation like that, you have to figure out something, especially when your offense is not working. And again, I'm gonna continue to go back to the fact that you gotta run. In those situations, Harrison, you gotta run.
Especially a team that you just know that's not their MO.
That's not they
don't let them get comfortable
they
doing what they do all year.
They score a lot, but you have to run those big legs. Like you have 4 fouls on Wolf, and you didn't really attack him. You settled because it was so difficult, and they didn't want to attack the big fellas. And okay, but you still have to attack.
You got to attack it like Chris Paul and the Clippers did back in the day.
Yeah,
even
if you dribble out,
but you stop when you play good defense, right? That's a little bit of both. Like you don't get into a sprinting match. That's how they get 80, where just every time you go try to run the court. No, you run when you got the opportunity, but you lock up on one side of the court. You just force a team like that, especially when they got 2 7-footers out there. That's stuff that's driving me up a wall right now. Is those fast break opportunities? You left them on the court.
You left them
because those guys are. I saw them jog up and down the court.
Yes,
we got guys that can beat them. It's just that easy. But you got to get the rebounds, and that's the other part of this where that's still an area. Not by a lot today, but we're down on that category by 7.
So for me, I don't know. Look, this is one that you let get away. This is a high quad 1 win for you. You show confidence that you can win a close game with a team that, as I showed, is number 1 in the country and 5 points or less. They're number 1, and that builds a lot of confidence. Beating a team like that who has those type of numbers. On top of that, you probably take a lot of pressure off of yourself with the resume that you've already built. There were NCAA people in the building. So you also what's the eye test stuff, right? You go on a 6-game losing streak, you bounce back, and then you play like a goat in 2 road games. It doesn't look good for you, my boy.
I'm the wrong type of gift for everybody just chiming in.
It don't look good.
No.
It's not a good eye test look. So then, okay, that's an issue. So this could have taken you a long way with a high quad 1. Now, the pressure that takes off of you is now you've probably got to win 2 of your next 3. You got 3 games left.
Well, if you don't, how scary does that Big Ten tournament become? Then you're facing down the barrel.
Are you
got to make a run.
That's what I'm talking about. The pressure
building.
mounts.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Nebraska has the capability of handling that kind of pressure.
Well, you just gave Michigan's close game record, right?
Right.
I don't know what Nebraska's is, but I can make a case. It's probably, around 500 or lower.
That's
500 at best.
That's an issue.
Yeah, and text line here. Sorry, Strick. You're gonna
go ahead.
on there. Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
just want to
talk
get some stuff on the text line here. Not gonna read all of it. Some of you guys are a little harder than others. I understand it after a tough loss. It's just a lot of stuff about having good 2 players. To say it nicely, and it's a broken record. I'm not saying it's got to be one guy. But just what does this offense have to do to unlock itself? Because it truly feels if Bryce Williams does not show up, this team is dead in the water.
They're dead.
And you really want to be holding on to one guy with this crucial stretch of games coming with, and then you're hanging on to that one guy in the Big Ten tournament. What do they have to do? You're the NBA vet. Fix this offense with what you have, and that's the challenge that Hoiberg has. He's got to deal with the pieces he has right now. I think it's probably the worst version of Burke Bear Ukes and Gel, to be fair. Off game, he's coming back from injury. But I just think of ways to unlock this offense. And earlier in the year, Austin Norman said it, and I didn't want to believe it, but his statement was Hoiberg looks down the bench, and I fear his biggest problem is he doesn't have answers.
Yeah.
Is that true, or can you make something out of this roster?
It is, but it's also IQ stuff, right? All night, like right now, against teams like that, Morgan gives you nothing. Against smaller teams with not many bigs, he can help you.
Yeah, might give you 17 some nights.
He gives you nothing with size because his footwork isn't very good, and
unless it's the reverse,
he can't overpower.
Yeah,
he can't overpower guys like that, right? So he gives you nothing. Okay, but all night there were a couple of situations. Like when I talk about this, I'm saying when the defense is downing the point guard or the guard, whoever the guard is on the side, what that means is the defender jumps high side and he's forcing the ball handler down with the big man just laying in wait, right? So you either have to drive into him with a trap, or you have to try to cross over the big to get into the middle to find guys, or to get into maybe a floater. That's the only way you can. Or you hold that guy on your hip. Morgan literally stood in a dead zone. Morgan has to dive hard so that the bottom defender has to either stay, someone weak side has to come, and then someone has to either, after that dive, fill to the high post position for that weak side, that handoff, something has to happen to weak side to flash into the middle. But he has to die. He literally stood there and just kind of just floated in this no man's land. Okay, that's one. Then he half dives in one pick and roll. I said, I'm watching him. I said, get to the dunker spot. He gets there. They find him. He dribbles into the middle and misses an easy jump hook. I said, if you got that, you can't use him. To me, Mia probably would have been better suited.
I think when you got two 7-footers in there, it's just neither guy to me has proven that I'm rolling with you every time, no matter what.
But Mia, if he rolls hard, he's still a lob threat.
He is. And, I'll give him one thing. He does roll. He crashes
He
a lot
rolls
hard.
hard. And that's what you needed in this situation.
You just got to force them to make a decision.
You've got to force them to either get in front of you, check you, or guard you.
Instead, they're just
which then opens weak side.
Yeah.
They don't have that. Okay. So higher IQ with bigs that you don't have, and you didn't really have Boryukangel. He was a threat, but he wasn't really effective. So that's an issue. You have to run. You're going to have to run. When they did it, look what they got. They got opportunities. Missed opportunity by Morgan. I think if that's Mia, he dunks it. That's my opinion. So then he goes to the free throw line, and guess what he does? This is why I say, if you're freaking Morgan, everything you do on an attack to the basket, you need to be trying to finish the ball. Don't get cute. Don't get all trying to do all this funky. Go freaking make the layup or dunk the ball. Be like Shaq.
Be like Jokic.
Because Shaq he's not a freaking good free throw shooter. So guess what he would do if he gets to the rim? He's putting you in it. So you either got to finish so that if the free throw, you still get the 2 points. But you can't have empty possessions like that. Okay. Mia got fouled. Mia is 100% since his last year.
Yeah.
He hasn't missed a free throw.
I'm good with it.
So, okay. So you got to run and then get opportunities in the secondary where they're not set up or you got mismatches. When you see a mismatch, play over. They got to get to that, because what they end up doing, they end up going and screening, and then it's a rematch to something, or the big comes back and screens, and then it's a rematch. So they don't get anything, and then you get into a stagnant situation. Okay, that's the last. And then I think the third thing, they've got to run more sets. They just got to run sets, because Michigan was jumping all over that stuff early, and they were having dumb turnovers or not getting anything, or the ball was just all over the place. So it's got to be more sets, more running, and better IQ out of the bigs. That's the only way they have a chance.
Yeah,
because you can't rely on Bryce every night.
No, you can't. It's just ridiculous too.
Because he second half he gives you nothing because
the defense keyed around.
They keyed him up.
Yeah, and like a couple more things here as we throw it to our next break here. Turnover battles. Michigan did what they told you they were going to do. They turned the ball over quite a bit. They struggle with that. The problem is you only got 10 points off those turnovers.
Yeah.
And Nebraska, you turned over 11 times. You did the rebounding as well. Fast break points. You got 9. That was honestly some of the best offense we've had outside of Bryce Williams half sets. We do got a caller as well. Again, we're not able to screen these, so I just ask you if you're emotional, keep the emotion in check, but feel free to give your point. See if we bring them in. Okay. If we got callers, be sure to stay on the line. We might have time to bring a few on here. But nonetheless, we got Eric Strickle and Harrison Arns back here at the studio. We'll have one more segment on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Husker Hoops post-game show. And I do see Austin Norman joining us as well. So he'll join us for that third and final segment. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll keep diving on to this game up next.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen, and they're counting on childcare professionals to have their backs. Employers and other contributors can earn up to $100,000 tax credit for strengthening childcare in our communities and state. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
Husker fans, excited for some softball action at Bowlin Stadium this year, but can't commit to a full season ticket? they've got you covered. Introducing the On Deck Deal. Snag tickets to 5 Husker home games for as little as $30. This partial season lets you choose any 5 games, including one from the Maryland series. Whether you prefer general admission or reserve seating, packages start at just $30. Get your On Deck Deal today at huskers.com/tickets.
Opportunity can knock at any moment. When it does, you can't afford to miss a call. That's why you need a business phone system that gives your team the flexibility to answer anytime, anywhere. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, we make it easy to equip your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. We enhance the efficiency technology provides while putting people first in all we do. That's why we meet your business right where you are by offering customized office technology solutions that meet your specific needs. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
All right, welcome back in Husker Hoops postgame show. Harrison Arns, we got Austin Orman as well now joining us as again, Nebraska loses this one to Michigan at home at the Vault. Austin Orman, I want to get your take from it. You were there live at the Vault. I imagine you got some of the press conference as well. Go ahead and give me your breakdown on your thoughts after Nebraska takes another loss.
Missed opportunity, right? I mean, this one was there for the taking for Nebraska. They make 1 or 2 more shots, it's a different story. Not incredibly surprising. I'd been joking with some people before the game and throughout the week about how if you like, 1960s basketball or 1990s basketball, this is probably going to be the game for you with lots of large bodies slamming into each other for 40 minutes. And that's pretty much what this one turned into. I mean, the high shooting percentage in this game was Michigan at 30%, 18 of 61. This was not my style of game. It was a hard watch. I think anyone would say that and would admit as much. But Fred Hoiberg said, despite the score, despite the stat lines, he was proud of his team's effort, and he says that's the defensive intensity that Nebraska is going to need throughout the rest of the year. If you look at some of the other numbers down the line, Nebraska actually turned it over fewer times than Michigan. That's been a problem for the Huskers. Now they turned it over in some bad spots, didn't give themselves a whole lot of opportunities in the first half. Rebounding, despite going up against a huge Michigan team, Nebraska only got beat by 5 on the defensive glass, only had 2 fewer offensive rebounds as well. So, yeah, Michigan wins the rebounds, but Nebraska at least competed there. A couple mental lapses, but nothing too crazy. At the end of the day, Harrison, what it comes down to is there just weren't enough shot takers or shot makers for Nebraska, right? Because I got back and forth with someone on Twitter a little bit who was going at Juwan Gary for shooting threes. I see Faisal getting popped up here too as well. And I would ask people this. I'm sure we'll get into this more on the block tomorrow when we have more time. But on the one hand, trust me, I get it. There were a couple not great shots from Juwan Gary, from a bunch of people, right? I don't want to just single him out. Juwan is not a great shooter. He's got to know his role. He's got to know what's a good shot for him and what's not. But then I would ask people, offense was a struggle. What else do you want Nebraska to do, right? Would you rather Juwan Gary take that step back 3 in transition, or would you rather he slow it up and wait for Nebraska to spend 25 seconds going nowhere and then throw the ball at someone's feet or go into a 17 dribble post up that doesn't go anywhere? You credit Michigan for their length and their size and making it difficult for Nebraska. It amplified all of Nebraska's worst tendencies on offense. Nebraska didn't have anyone really step up to the challenge. And when Michigan really focused on taking Bryce Williams away in the second half, it was pretty much night-night for Nebraska, because even that run that Bryce Williams had to start the game when he had Nebraska's first 11 points, I think first 13 points ultimately, it's not like he was getting easy looks, right? He bailed Nebraska out a couple times in there. Bryce Williams had his moments. He was pretty darn good. At the end of the day, it's a make or miss game, which is kind of reductionist, but Nebraska just missed too many shots. Despite the bad offensive process, for the most part, they still got some easy ones that just didn't go down, and that's the story of the night.
Yeah, and this is one of those games where I said at the beginning with Strick, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why Nebraska lost this one. You go through the shooting numbers. You don't have to be a massive fan of Nebraska or basketball in general and understand that's a really bad night from the offense. That's 2 games that not too far apart where Nebraska's only had 21 points to show for it in the first half. And that is with the explosion that was Bryce Williams entirely in the first half. Everything but 2 points I think he was responsible for. So it just goes back to, we can pound our chest about the defense, and it's good that gets better. But my biggest concern is the offense seems to be getting worse. And the thing on top of that, and I'll ask you this, do you feel good about Nebraska responding to the pressure that is now surrounding them? Because this little stretch right here, with these 3 games left regular season, you don't want to be in a position where Big Ten tournament play is your ticket to the tournament. How do you feel about this team responding to the pressure now that things are getting a little bit tighter? We're going to see more projections out tomorrow. They're going to be saying first 4 in, first 4 out, or not even in the first 4 out.
So the thing about it is that Fred Hoiberg felt pretty confident about his guys' ability to respond, and that's twofold. Nebraska has had some issues with the mental side of things, and Nebraska has its limitations on the physical side of things. Fred Hoiberg seems encouraged by what he saw tonight mentally, and I'm going to take the head coach's word for that. No, it wasn't pretty. No, Nebraska ought never to shoot like this again, right? This was an anomaly for what we've seen from Nebraska really in the last, 10 years. Even some of those Tim Miles teams, the Doc Sadler teams, the Barry Collier teams, this was bad even for them, right? Like, it was an off night for everybody pretty much on both sides of the game. So, yes, Nebraska has to get physically better. They have to find ways to push through. Fred Hoiberg likes his team's mental toughness after this one, and he's going to keep trying to put the ball in Bryce Williams' hands to win Nebraska the game. I didn't love him passing up that last opportunity to Connor Essegian, but I understand that. I definitely want to dive more into that tomorrow during On the Block. But to your point, Harrison, here at the end of the season, the point is mental toughness will only get you so far because you actually have to make plays. Right at this point, you have 3 regular season games left for Nebraska. It's 7-10 in Big Ten conference play. I hate even saying this. They're an NCAA tournament team. If the season started or the season ended today, if the tournament started today, they'd be in. But at this point, Nebraska doesn't have any margin for error. It's going to be fighting for its lives, and that means Nebraska can only control so much of its destiny in the big picture. In the Big Ten, on a game-to-game basis, it's all there for Nebraska. And I think they'll play better the next 3 games just because they can't really shoot worse than they did here. But I know Stricky's passing that up there. No, the eye test did not help Nebraska at all tonight, right? This one's going to stick with teams just like Penn State did as well. But at the end of the day, the eye test only matters so much. The committee is going to go more off the metrics, off the numbers. And there, Nebraska is still in good position. But it doesn't matter how good a position you're in. You got to prove it, and the way you prove it is by making more plays than your opponent, leading to wins.
Couldn't have said it better myself. We got to wrap things up here. So, Austin Orman, I'll give you the floor. And I do think you're absolutely right, by the way, because especially when we're talking about, if you drop more games, that group gets really wide on those teams knocking on the door. But final thoughts, all you, Austin.
Yeah, a lot to break down from this one tomorrow. It's a simple game. It's a make or miss game. A couple decisions here or there, I think, really could have swung this one for Nebraska that missed out on its best opportunity the rest of the year, barring a run in the Big Ten tournament. Can't even say Nebraska has to take care of business moving forward. Nebraska's just got to find ways to gut through wins, play through Bryce Williams, and hope that he's good really for the next 3 weeks and see where that gets him.
Absolutely. Well, we still got some more regular season games left. There's no need to hit the panic button, but certainly Nebraska needs to chalk some wins under the belt to feel better about this. So appreciate you guys listening. This has been the Husker Hoops post-game show as they take a loss to Michigan at home in the Vault. Shout out to our sponsors, Action Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, as well as Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits. Once again, thanks guys for listening. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, 2-time